Have you ever felt honoured or honoured someone else? In some cultures, honour is really important. In other cultures, it's not as important. In this video, we're going to look at three areas. First, we'll look at defining honour and then identifying who should be honoured. Number two, how to give honour well. Number three, how to receive honour well. First, we'll look at a definition. This is a definition from the Oxford Languages Dictionary. Honour is high respect and great esteem. Firstly, we'll look at three different ideas concerning honour. Idea 1, surely everyone deserves respect. Idea 2, respect is something that is earned, not freely given. Idea 3, respect is given to all based on authority or need. The first idea is really good because there's a community building aspect to it. When we give and receive respect, there's a mutual recognition and mutual value that is given. And when there's mutual value given, this can avert conflict, because if you don't give people a level of respect, that can come across in body language or how you speak to people. And when that happens, people can receive that in a negative way, and so they will be more likely to be against things that you're saying from that basis. The second idea that we'll look at is respect is something that is earned, not freely given. We can think about the positives of this, that when you have someone who is an expert in something, let's say you have someone who has a PhD, they are an expert in their particular field. So to give the same level of respect to someone who is a PhD versus someone that has literally just started university would be a mistake, because they don't have the same level of expertise in the field. And actually, to the person who's actually earned that PhD, that could actually be a sign of disrespect in the process. So there is a place for the concept that respect is earned. And the good thing about having respect being earned is that means that it's not just given out. So when respect is given, it has a higher value to it. The third idea that we will look at, respect is given to all based on authority or need. We can think of respect as a sliding scale. There are general day-to-day situations where we want to give a certain amount of respect. And then there are times when we want to give a greater level of respect. You might want to increase honour to someone who's in a great position, for example, a king. And you might also want to give honour to someone who's in need. Say, for example, a homeless person. And by honouring them, you give them a sense of dignity. And from that, then they are able to turn their life around. Then you never know when someone you've honoured one day ends up in a position where they can be a help to you. The second part of this definition, great esteem, is important to consider. So if we think about an Olympic medalist, that Olympic medal is a great honour to receive, because the only way that you can receive that medal is by winning an Olympic race. If that medal was given out to just anybody, then it might give people some small sense of value, but the level of value that it has would go down considerably and would not have the value to it that should be due to an Olympic athlete. So our view of honour, we want a view of honour that is going to help us in our everyday social interactions. However, we also want to make sure that our view of honour covers recognition of achievement, knowledge, lifestyle examples, and people that are good authorities as we see it. So the next thing that we will look at is how to give honour. So we've already discussed the idea of a king. Now, someone might bow or curtsy to a monarch. Maybe there are different practices of honour in different cultures. However, since not all cultures have a monarch, this may not always apply. So let's look at some more day-to-day examples. Let's say you are introducing a friend to another friend. A way you can honour that friend is by explaining to the person that you're introducing them to something good about them that they would appreciate. By doing that, you would be showing your friend honour. Another example could be at a group meal. Let's say, for example, you had a birthday celebration. And so your friend's birthday, they come into the room, you're in a restaurant, and so you give up your seat so that they have a good space at the table to socially interact with other people. That would be an example of giving honour in a day-to-day situation. When you give honour regularly to people, in that process, because people like being honoured, you can then end up building relationships with those people because they like how you treat them. So this may open you up for receiving honour yourself. So we'll now look at how to receive honour well. We can receive honour well through gratitude. Gratitude is really important because when we thank someone for something, we are recognising something that they are doing. People like to be recognised for the good that they do. There's a positive reinforcement with gratitude, which means the person will be more encouraged to honour you that way in the future because of the gratitude that you have given them. In giving and receiving honour, this has been one of many aspects of my life that has been beneficial. As you grow in giving and receiving honour well, you will improve your lifestyle as part of your own personal growth because, like birds of a feather, we grow together.